some of Mark Williams' stature. Hasn't beaten Ronnie in 10 years. Incredible statistic. Yes, in fact, they've played each other 30 times, and Sullivan has won 23 of those, and Mark Williams just 7. So heavily fancied Ronnie O'Sullivan to win this match again, but
it's nice to see Mark Williams in the practice room a little early on, and he has the legendary Doug Mountjoy over with him to do a bit of work with him. And Doug, of course, a former Crucible finalist, and he made I think it was a 145 here one year, so it's nice to see Doug working with Mark at the minute. I don't think he's doing any coaching with him, just come down to cheer him on. I expect him to knock that one in, so Ronnie will be pretty pleased to have got back to the table so quickly.
yeah, I'm not quite sure whether this may have just drifted a slight bit over to the right, and that's why he's overcut it. I'm not quite sure this angle on this red, how much he can try and get close to the black. Looks like he's got a slight angle. Whether he'll drop it in for the black or play it with pace and try and get on the blue or pink off this. It's a good shot, well controlled. Played it with a lot of top spin and just helped to stop it a little bit. Perfectly on the pink.
His demeanour this week, Ken, I think you'll agree, has been very good from Ronnie. Sometimes his head goes down a little bit, but he's got the battling head on, I think, and he's going to be a contender this week without doubt. Before the tournament started, 10-1 Ronnie O'Sullivan.
It's been a long time since he was 10-1 to win the World Championship, that's for sure. But yeah, I think he's been a lot more philosophical, a lot more calm, a lot more at ease with himself, and certainly working with psychologist Tony Peters may have helped that.
15.
Seems to have his appetite back for the game, Willie, which is always a good sign.
Very impressed with him in Germany, of course, when he had to virtually win the tournament to stay in the top 16.
16.
He was 4-0 behind in his first round match against Andrew Higginson, as of course a contender here this year at the Crucible, and so it shows you what kind of performance that was, to come back from 4-0 behind and beat Andrew Higginson 5-4, and of course he went on to win the tournament. To think that Ronnie O'Sullivan was possibly not going to be in the world's top 16 is something that I couldn't believe.
It was well controlled.
21. 22. 29. 30.
Needs to go a little bit more. I don't think he's got the angle. He may be able to force it in slightly, but it's always the problem. The balls are bouncing, and he's left Mark Williams a chance here, and that's a little bit careless from Ronnie O'Sullivan. A little bit of frustration there. Didn't have the right angle, tried to force it in a little bit.
I can't believe you can think he could smash into the pack off or just off straight blue. Okay, bouncing it in, of course, widens the angle, but it needed to be played at pace as well, which made it even more difficult.
Yeah, there you see the angle. Just trying to force it in, bounce it into the pocket. Lots of right hand side on the cue ball.
It's a great pack to go into this as well, so should he get a nice angle on the black. We'll have a little look at the angle he has now. There's a gap just directly above the black. He'd like to arc the cue ball into that, but I think he's too straight. He's got a bit of an angle there. No, he can't play it though. Look where he's in the cue ball. So both players have had a half chance. Both players haven't scored enough. A lot of snooker left
16.
in this frame.
Mark Williams, 16.
Well, he tried to play that as a shot to nothing, if trying to leave the cue ball down this end of the table, but blocking the red over the middle, but he hasn't achieved that. I'm just coming down to see if you can leave the cue ball in balk with an angle on the blue into the green pocket. Get back up for these reds.
One.
Left himself a little bit to do, to be honest, with the red. It wasn't the best positional shot he ever played, but I expect him to knock that in because he hasn't made the contact on the pack of reds. He's left nothing on, but massive target for Mark to get him behind brown and blue here. Plays two cushions just before the middle pocket with a lot of side. Now has he got the desired amount of side on? I think so. Needs to bounce. Excellent shot, Mark Williams.
This is a possible escape route for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Looks a bit pacey.
Foul and a miss. Mark Williams, 4.
Mark just seeing if this middle red will pass into the bottom corner. If it doesn't, we'll have him put back.
This way. Yeah. This way.
I think Kenny will still play the same shot you put up on your telestrator, won't he?
Yeah, he's got to play a little bit slower, just a little bit pacey the first time. But it's quite a difficult shot. It's just, I suppose, the fact that none of these reds are on down the bottom sort of takes a little bit of pressure off the shot. This looks better. Ah, this is a great shot. Well played. Well played. He has left the red just above the black to the left. Does pot into the right centre, and he could play this as a possible shot to nothing into the right centre, get the cue ball down to the baulk cushion. There's plenty of value in taking this red on into the right centre pocket.
Well, Ronnie can get through to the long red, actually, as we see this shot again from Mark Williams. played it as a shot to nothing. Unfortunately, he's got the gap between green and yellow. It looks to be